Guys, how we doing?
Good. You got it over CJ?
Oh, me.
I heard.
He gets pretty spirited into practice today. You know, it's our first time in shells, and so I told our old guys, they know how to practice in shells. We got to educate our young guys on how they practice in shells, because it should be a pretty aggressive thud tempo, and we should be able to stay off the ground. A couple of guys, you saw them get their butts ripped right there because they got to learn to stay up in those situations. Now next Saturday when we're in here, there's no thud tempo. It's going to be a full game scrimmage in here with officials, so we're excited about that. But we're getting a little bit better, getting back to where we're getting close to where we were when we went on pause. Not quite back there yet, but we're getting close. And that's the thing I talked to him about at the end of practice is we gotta before we can worry about the opponents we have next fall, we gotta beat the virus first, because we can't let that be a factor that keeps us from being successful this fall. So the guys understand that, working hard at that, and so pretty pleased with a Sunday afternoon practice.
Seemed like some of the guys struggling a little bit with conditioning towards the end. Is that the biggest thing as far as getting back to a group and everything?
Well, I mean, you're out for 10 to 14 days, and then you're out for at least another week to week and a half with return to play protocol. So you're doing basically nothing, and then you're thrown back out here where it's 100 miles an hour and you're straining. That's talking to a couple of guys that have returned to practice. That's the biggest thing they're struggling with, is getting back to where they were when they went into isolation and quarantine.
If there have been any areas of improvement, what are the biggest ones at the moment?
I mean, there are several. I think Holden continues to improve. I mean, he's really having a great spring. I'm really pleased with him. Several of those offensive linemen have improved drastically this spring. I love the way our defense is coming around with just their mentality. We run better, but I like the mentality that we play.
We saw at the end there CJ make that catch.
Oh.
Today his first full day, or something?
Yeah, it's probably his first, unrestricted practice, and I thought he did some really good stuff. I mean, I think he's got a few practice habit things that for the layoff we got to continue to correct. But I thought he gave good effort, and I thought he made some plays out there.
Seen Hatfield make some plays as well.
Yeah.
How important of a spring is this for him?
Well, I think it's huge, and he and I have talked about that. He's obviously got the ability, he's got the speed that we want, and he's the guy that can take the top off the defense. And, we're playing him inside and outside. That way we can get he and Tyler both on the field together this spring. And so, it's just a challenge to him to now all of a sudden you've been a backup, and now let's see you be a starter.
Your quarterback group as a whole looks comfortable out there. They look like the backups in particular look like they're beginning to really grasp what you're trying to do. Talk about them a little bit.
Well, I mean, I was talking to Mason the other day, and he said, half the time last year he wouldn't even know what the routes were when the ball would be snapped. He actually knows the playbook somewhat now, and so now you see him a little bit more of a progression. You see him making fewer mistakes pre-snap, so I think he's becoming much more comfortable. I think you got a real battle going for the 3 spot, between Stubblefield and Flynn and Walter. He's a high school senior. He gets better every day. He'll have his day, but right now he's trying to figure out how to practice.
When you look at that receiver room, Blake Pearl obviously not on this roster, but how's the kind of depth coming along? Things kind of shaping out.
It's really coming along. Yeah, I'm very pleased with Audie Amatosha. He's having an outstanding spring. Nobody works harder than him. Great character kid. Just really, really excited about him. So, and just all of us want so much to see him excel because we saw him invest. J.J. Johnson, I think, is having a solid spring, and consistency's been the deal with him, and he's showing more consistency this spring. We're struggling with some of the guys being out right now, and so you got some younger guys getting some reps. And I told them all, I said, the way this spring's going, you're going to get your chance. So don't sit here and say you didn't get a chance during spring ball, and it's what you do with your chance. It's up to you. All right. Thanks a lot.